fighters.
He shot my engine, so the propeller just revolved like a windmill, without any power. So I was coming down, and I wanted to crash in our territory, but it didn't go that way. The worst was to fly with the fear of being shot down over Russia. This in contrast to combat over England, where you'd also be taken into captivity. But in Russia, you were faced with a much worse fate. We were led to believe that pilots who were shot down over Russia were shot upon being captured.
At Kursk, walls of steel collide. Neither side contemplates defeat. The Soviets lose 1,800 tanks, but almost the entire German armored force, some 2,000 tanks, is destroyed in the greatest clash of armor in the war.
At that time, I spoke to the chief of the General Chiefs of Staff, General Jashonik, and the general told me that if the spring offensive would not be successful, then the war would be lost, and that it's better to end the war sooner than later. I had nothing with which to counter this argument. We felt that we had to do our duty to help those on the ground, and did our best to do so. We were like hunted rabbits, and tried to attack, and tried to save that which we could, but we'd known for some time that we couldn't win the war.
We had the advantage. The Germans, who before would engage any number of planes in the group in battle, wouldn't take on any formation of ours if they had less planes. If they had less planes, they would simply leave. We had already caught them.
We realized that the offensive had reached a standstill. We weren't getting any further. The Soviets were much stronger than we were led to believe by our high command. That's when we asked ourselves, how much further are we going to have to retreat? My memories of that time are overshadowed by the fact that it was impossible to even come close to fulfilling our orders. The question of motivation at this time should be seen as such. We had our more experienced colleagues who set an example and told us why we were there and what our duty was. This word duty was very important to us. But just a sense of duty is not enough. You have to convince yourself that what you're doing will ultimately be successful, and that what one did made sense.
Captain Arseny V. Vorozhikin, Red Air Force. He is one of the top Soviet fighter pilots with 52 kills.
Popular wisdom says that there are 3 features of human character which are tested and tried in only 3 cases. Friendship when you're in trouble, courage in battle, and wisdom in rage. Rage was boiling up inside of us. I felt helplessness, hatred. I wanted from the top to charge into that mass of German bombers. We still had the weapon of ramming them from the top with the bodies of our planes to do in yet another 3 bombers. The decision was taken. When we turned, the enemy met us with a rapid-fire, head-on attack. I aimed right at the leading plane, at the flag plane, hit him from the top with the propeller, and a speedy attack head-on, and then wait for the strike, for the blow. But there was no hit. Somehow, I didn't understand. I didn't hear the hit. I opened my eyes. There was sky. Why the sky? Where did that come from? I turned my head around, and everything became clear. Those huge, enormous, colossal planes had been unable, those multi-ton bombers had been unable to resist our offensive, our head-on attack. And like butterflies, they fluttered away through the skies, dumping the bombs on their own troops. In that battle, our nerves and our will towards victory turned out to be stronger than the steel of the Germans.
As winter approaches, it is clear that Hitler's Operation Citadel is a disaster. For the first time, the momentum of the German advance is halted. The Red Air Force controls the sky. What began as a turkey shoot for the Luftwaffe has turned into a struggle for survival.